Welcome to Taisha's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make sukiyaki. So you might have heard the name sukiyaki from a song called Sukiyaki, but the name actually comes from a dish which belongs to nabe or hot pot. So here, instead of boiling water, you have a sauce or soup similar to teriyaki sauce. You have beef and teriyaki sauce. You can never go wrong. And this is very easy, and I don't think you can ever fail with this. Then, let's get started. Here are the ingredients for sukiyaki. Here I have really thinly sliced beef meat. To get this, you would probably have to ask at a butcher to cut them extra thin. You can ask at the butcher that you want to cut it paper thin, or some butchers, they may already know about shabu shabu, and you can ask that you want to make shabu shabu or sukiyaki, then they'll cut it extra thin for you. So here I have regular beef. If you can get hold of wagyu or those marbled beef, then it's great, but if you have a regular beef, that's also okay. And for the vegetable, I have scallion, regular onion, shiitake mushroom. Here I have eringi mushroom, or sometimes called king trumpet mushroom or French horn mushroom. If you have enoki mushroom, they look like these. Those are great. If not, then these mushroom will work. I would probably say any other mushroom will work except for those regular round mushroom. And then I have carrot and Nappa cabbage. And I also have tofu. Here I have shirataki noodle or konnyaku noodle. It's very difficult to explain what konnyaku is. It's made from a very specific potato, and it's kind of like a jello, but it's a little bit firm. It's very healthy ingredients, and a lot of people eat this as part of diet. Some Asian stores have these. You don't find them, that's not a problem. Here I have a lot of different ingredients. If you can't get hold of all of these, that's not a problem. You can just have one or two of these, and that's also fine. Of course, you can also be very creative with this and try different vegetables. And then for the seasoning, I have soy sauce, mirin, sugar, and sake. If you don't have mirin or sake, then it's also not a problem. Then you can just use soy sauce and sugar, preferably brown sugar. Then let's prepare the ingredients. Let's start with the Nappa cabbage. I'm gonna cut the bottom off and take a couple leaves. I'd say just for me, I'll need like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll get one more. So for me, I'll take just 5 leaves. And then you can just cut them up like this. But what I like to do is I like to separate the leaf part and the stem part, because they take different time to cook. I take the leaf part out, and then I'm just gonna cut these in pieces. And then cut these also in small pieces. Let's cut the onion. I think I'm just gonna need half of it, so the other half I'm gonna use for something else. Then I'm just gonna cut these into pieces. Then I'm gonna cut up the scallion. So the bottom part, I'm gonna cut them diagonally. And the top part, I'm just gonna cut into half. Then the carrots, I'm also gonna cut these in diagonal. And for the shiitake, I'm just gonna cut the bottom off a little bit. Some people take the whole bottom off, but they're actually very delicious, so I don't like to waste them. So I'm just gonna cut it like this, and then I'm just gonna cut it into half. Some big pieces I'm gonna cut in quarter piece. Then eringi mushroom, just gonna make some cut like this on the bottom, and then they just kind of separate like this easily. And then here I have tofu. I'm just gonna throw these water away. And I'll probably just need half of it for today. Let's prepare the shirataki noodle or konnyaku noodle. For this, you want to boil this slightly, so let's do that. So in boiling water, I'm gonna put these and then boil them just for a little bit. So this will help these shirataki noodle to absorb the sauce. We're gonna let it come to a boil. So once this comes to a boil, then we're just gonna drain the water. Once the water is drained, then this is finished. Then let's make so-called Warishita sauce. So this is the base for the sukiyaki. It's pretty much the same seasoning as the teriyaki sauce, but a little bit of different mixture. So in a pot, I'm gonna put in 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, Also 3 tablespoons of sake. 1.5 tablespoon of mirin. And then also 1.5 tablespoon of sugar. If you don't have mirin, then instead of putting 1.5 tablespoon of sugar, then you can just put in 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then here I'm also going to put in half a teaspoon of dashi powder. If you don't have dashi powder, then you can go without it, but it's just going to add a little savoriness to the flavor. And then to this I'm going to add in half a cup of water. And then I'm just going to heat this up until the sugar dissolves. So this doesn't have to be boiling. As soon as the sugar dissolves, then it's finished. So here all the ingredients are cut up and prepared. Let's go to the table and start cooking. Okay, let's cook and let's eat. So I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but we're also going to use an egg, and we're going to use it raw. In Japan, it is pretty safe to eat raw eggs. Of course, it has to be fresh, but I don't know how the eggs are prepared in your country where you live. So the raw egg may contain salmonella, which can make you very sick. So please eat the raw egg with your own responsibility. You may have something against the raw eggs. If you don't like it, you can skip the egg part and eat it just with the sauce. That's also good, but I would recommend you trying with the raw egg. Of course, you have to be very careful of the freshness of the egg. So let's prepare the sukiyaki. So in Japan we have a special pot or pan for sukiyaki. They look like this. But of course I don't have this in Germany, so we're going to use a frying pan. So the frying pan is being heated. I'm going to put a little bit of frying oil. And then I'm going to put some slices of meat. Then here I'm going to put the Warishita that I made earlier. Then here I'm going to put the ingredients that may take a little bit longer time to cook, like the stem part of the Nappa cabbage. Put in the mushrooms, carrots, and the shirataki. So this is already cooked, but I want to get it absorb the sauce, so I'm going to put it right in the beginning. And shiitake mushrooms, and the onions, and the bottom part of the scallion. So as everything is being cooked, I'm gonna put the leaf part of the Nappa cabbage and also the green part of the onion, because they don't take that long time to cook. So this is finished for making sukiyaki. Let's eat. Okay, let's eat. Oh, this is smelling so good. So what I'm gonna do is dip these in the raw egg and then eat it like that. You may find that strange. Hopefully you'll bear with me. This is actually very, very delicious. Okay, let's eat the meat. They didn't cut it very thin enough, actually. But nonetheless, the flavor is okay. And this matches rice perfectly. You have some konnyaku. This is actually my favorite. This is just really great how they soak up the juice. Very tasty. Nappa cabbage leaves. This is also great. I love these. This is really great. And the onions are also great. So the onions, they get sweet when they get cooked, and it just matches this sukiyaki sauce. Oh, the sweetness of the onion. That's just great. The best combination of all is the beef and the scallion together. Then I'm gonna add in some more beef. So I lost a little bit of the sauce, so I'm gonna add in a little bit more of the warishita. While waiting the water to boil, I'm gonna enjoy the mushrooms. This eringi mushroom, king trumpet mushroom, they're just so crunchy. It takes in all this great sauce. So delicious. Shiitake mushroom is also great. They have a little slight different flavor to it, and so both mushrooms, or actually every mushroom, contain a lot of umami, so it's just great. Oh, this is so flavorful. So I'm just gonna mix it with the egg, and I'm gonna have the beef shirataki, eringi mushroom, and the scallion all together. Itadakimasu. This is just great combination. So good thing about these type of cooking, you can alter the flavor within one cooking. You can have the ingredients separately, or you can also have like combined, and then you just have a really different palette of the flavor. This is just really incredible. So once the sauce is getting too little, then you can add a little more warishita. Oh, that was yet another delicious meal. So as you saw, making sukiyaki is really easy. So there's very little cooking involved, and it's really difficult to fail, I think. You just have to cut up the ingredients, and then as long as you have this warishita sauce, and then you just combine it all together and cook it on the table, you just have it. And if you don't have a cooker like this, you can just cook it in the kitchen and then bring it to your table. That's also fine. I hope this video is informative for you. If you like what you saw, please hit that like button. And if you have any requests or questions, please write anything in the comments below. I'm always happy to hear all your feedbacks. Then, I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye.